Hey guys, Peyton Snabeck here again for another video for you guys today. Another random video, as a matter of fact. Now, this kind of video, this was requested from a couple people. I wasn't really a big fan of doing this kind of video, but I'm going to do it anyway because, it's one of those. I'm going to be showing you guys my entire, like, all the Scream Factory titles I own so far. I have quite a few. But of course, in the future when this video is uploaded, there's going to be more stuff I'm going to have in the Scream Factory collection because like there's some titles out that I really like to own that are not out yet. Like let's see, Pet Sematary 2 came out the Blu-ray from Scream Factory. I don't have that yet. April Fool's Day came out, and Tales from the Dark Side, the movie, came out. There's like a number of stuff I don't have yet that I really kind of want to get. But they're all in alphabetical order. So I'm going to be talking about some of them. Well, I'll talk about all of them, as a matter of fact. But I'm not going to like show like the cases, like what's inside them and stuff, like, because it's just too much. But let's go ahead and get started, shall we? But here's the first one here, right? The first one here I got is After Midnight. This movie right here is a great anthology horror movie. Basically, it's about these high school kids. They go to their teacher's house, and the teacher is going to be telling them scary stories. There's 3 stories that they tell. I always forget the third one, but I remember the first two. The first two was, the first one was about this couple. I think it was like a married couple or an engaged couple or something. They're having car trouble, and they see this house, or like this big house, and they go inside to try to get some help with their car. But they go in there, and there's like weird things are happening. And the second one I remember watching a whole lot as a kid, which was the one about these 4 girls who they go to they go to the gas station to get gas for their car, and there's like this weird like drunk guy, this crazy guy, and he gets all the dogs come after them. I remember always really liking that story, but that is After Midnight on Blu-ray. And in case you guys are wondering, lately a lot of MGM titles from Scream Factory, have been going out of print. This one's from MGM, but as far as I know, this one is still in print. But that is After Midnight. Alright, we got American Gothic right here. This one, from what I remember, this is also an MGM title, but as far as I know, it's still in print. But from what I remember really liking this one. This one was so strange, but I really enjoyed it. But from what I remember, it was like about these kids. I forgot what they were doing. I think they like discovered this house or something, and there's like this weird families living there. Like they have like the one woman who's like in her 40s, but she was actually playing like a 12-year-old little girl. It was such a strange movie, but I remember really liking this one though. Now, just to let you guys know, usually I don't get rid of Scream Factory titles, but there was one Scream Factory title, I did get rid of, because I didn't care for it. But it was the movie Don't Knock Twice. I didn't really care for that one. I reviewed that one a couple years ago, but yeah. But this one I did like a lot better than that one. But this was a movie called The Autopsy of Jane Doe here on Blu-ray. But some IFC Midnight movies, I guess they got the rights to put out some Scream Factory titles now. I do have quite a few of those ones. But this movie was kind of like the movie The Autopsy of Jane Doe. But this movie was basically about it was like this body that goes to the morgue, and I think it was like but the body, they can't like find like her cause of death or anything, and they're trying to figure out like if this person's really dead or if they're like faking their death. Like, I don't know. It's kind of like a cool like mystery like movie, but I remember really liking this one. That is The Autopsy of Jane Doe. All right, this one right here. I really love this movie. You know, it's a good sequel. This is the movie Ben on Blu-ray. But this one right here is. But I'll. By the way, I'll let you guys know which ones are out of print and what. But I'll let you know. The movies I pick up is out of print. All right. But this one right here is basically. It's a continuing sequel to the original Willard movie. You know, from 1971. Really like those movies. You know, this is one where the Ben rat is like goes to this kid, I think, and the kid's like taking care of the Ben rat. But I'll talk about the original Willard in a little bit because I do that is one I do have along with the remake. All right, this one right here is we got The Burning here on Blu-ray. This movie right here, it's kind of like Friday the 13th in a sort of way. I kind of think Friday the 13th was a little bit better than this. I mean, I did rewatch this one, and I reviewed this a couple months ago, and I do like this one a lot better than how I used to. But it was, from what I remember, it was like a about these kids. They do a prank on this. I think it was like a landskeeper, or I don't know what it was, who he was. I think he was like a counselor or something, like a weird counselor. They do a prank on him that goes wrong, and his face is like set on fire. And basically, he goes back to the camp. You know, the killer's name is Cropsy, of course. You know, he goes back to the camp and taking out all the campers that like did the prank on him. But this one was actually a pretty cool slash movie. Really like this one. This one right here, I don't like it. But this is one of those ones, and I reviewed this one in a couple updates ago. But this is one you have to have just because you have the original one. But it's the Cabin Fever remake. You know, if you've seen the original one, you've seen this one. It's bad acting. But this one, but it was like basically about like a group of these friends who goes on this like little vacation to this cabin, and this cabin in the cabin they get this flesh-eating virus. It's one of those ones you just gotta have. This one right here, I actually really enjoy this one. You know, this is this is a Brittany Murphy movie, and Jay Moore's in this one as well. And this is the movie here, because I know Jay Moore, he was going to be a, I don't know if he ever did, because, you know, I think it was around the time when the coronavirus started. He was going to be at a casino right where I live. You know, I would really like to go meet him. You know, I would have really liked to go, but it probably costs too much. And try to see if he would sign this Blu-ray for me. Because I really do like this movie. But this is the movie called Cherry Falls here on Blu-ray. Yeah, this is the movie I would really want him to sign for me. But this movie came out around the time where, you know, like Urban Legend, like Scream, and I Know What You Did Last Summer. Those kind of movies came out. Valentine. But from what I remember, it was like about there was like these people are getting murdered, and basically people are getting killed. It's virgins that are getting killed, basically. But this was a fun slasher movie. I remember liking it. This one right here, I love this movie. You know, this is a movie I would like to mention to Alicia Silverstone, and I have her sign this one as well. See, that's the thing. Like, I wish I can get a movie signed by a celebrity, you know? Like, I did talk to Jonathan Lipnick. I did get a good picture with him, so that's probably, like, my first... Not meet, but at first, like... Cool, interesting talking to him, you know? But this is the movie The Crush here on Blu-ray. This is actually a movie, this is, what's his name? Carrie Hughes. You know, he was in the new Black Christmas. This movie... And I know that the VHS of this, which is what my mom has, the VHS is out of print because, like, from what I've heard, I could be mistaken, but from what I heard, it was like the director, the stuff that happened in this really happened to the director, and I guess the name of the girl on here that Alicia Silverstone was playing was actually her real name, because I think it was in the VHS, I think it was the VHS and the what do you call it? Not DVD, but the ones that's shaped like a record. What do you call that? I forgot what you call that. Laserdisc. I think that and the Laserdisc had the original name on it. The original name was Darian, but if you get the Blu-ray and the DVD, it's Adrian. They changed it to Adrian. And you could tell it was dubbed from what I remember. But this movie was basically about Alicia Silverstone was obsessed with Carrie Hughes' character. I thought this one was actually fun. I might rewatch this one tonight. Because I do really enjoy this one. Pretty crazy. Alright, now this one right here is out of print. But I'm glad I found this one when I did. Because I actually found this one at a Salvation Army for $3. And of course, this is one of the MGM titles. But this is the movie Dolls here on Blu-ray. From what I remember, this one was about... some of these ones I haven't seen in quite a while. So that's why I can't really remember them exactly. This one I haven't seen since 2016, which is the year I bought this one. I think this one was like about this. I think father and a stepmother and a little girl. They stay at this house because they're having car trouble, and there's like these dolls that are alive or something. I don't know. I remember this one being fun. This one, I can't say for sure, but I heard some rumors that this one was out of print. I talked about this one in the last update, so if you've seen that last video, you probably know what the movie is. But I did get it just in case because I haven't checked on like Amazon lately to see if they're how expensive it is. But it was the movie, the Garbage Pail Kids movie here on Blu-ray. It says it's from Scream Factory. It's not really horror, but we're gonna put it in the Scream Factory collection anyway. So it says Scream Factory. But really weird movie. But really like this one a lot. This was like about a kid who gets bullied by these like 18 or 20-year-olds, and he works with this guy who works at like a pawn shop or like an antique shop, and he tips over this trash can, and inside the trash can comes out the Garbage Pail Kids. But really like this one a lot. Of course, every movie collector has to have this set. I don't have the big set that came out back in 2014, which that one's out of print. But if you get this one, it's still in print. I got this at Walmart for at least like $40. It was the Halloween, the complete collection. Well, not the complete collection. Now we got the new one, but this is from the original Halloween movie all the way to the Halloween 2 Rob Zombie. Well, yeah, but that's that. Everyone knows what these is. Michael Myers, except for Part 3. Part 3 was like the one where if you wear the mask and you see this commercial, like, it's like about the curse with the mask and stuff. Everyone knows that one. I know that was one that no one didn't like, but I know I was one of those people that didn't like it. I bought a VHS of it. I don't know where it's at, somewhere, and I hadn't even watched it because I knew it was going to be bad. But well, that's what I thought. But when I watched it, when I bought the set, I was like, this one's actually pretty damn good. It was actually pretty good. Yeah, and I understand why everyone hates that one, because the fact that it's called Halloween and Halloween movies. It's basically about Michael Myers, Michael Myers is not in number 3. I mean, but what was actually going on, because I don't think many people knows this, but what John Carpenter was trying to do, basically, he was trying to make the Halloween movies like an anthology, like a series, like the Michael Myers character was supposed to be only a one-time thing, but I guess the character was so well received that they decided to permanently use that character for good, Yep, that's the Halloween set. This one right here, I love this one so much. I need to give this one a rewatch. This was like the movie Misery. The lady on here is insane. I can't really remember what it was about. I do remember the twist, though. It had like a very shocking twist. I actually talked to one of the cast members in this movie. This is the movie on the Harvest here on Blu-ray. This is what's actually neat about this is I actually found this at a Dollar Tree for $1 a couple years ago. This is the one with Natasha Callis in it. I actually talked to her on Instagram. She's actually a pretty nice girl. It's her right there. She was in the movie The Possession, which my mom really likes. One of my first Blu-rays I got. Alright, this next one right here, and some of these ones I don't have many of the slipcovers for some of them because I was already too late for the party when I was collecting them. But I got Hell Night here on Blu-ray. This is the one where with Linda Blair, and I have to say, Linda Blair is smoking hot um, in her earlier movies, like especially in this. She was hot. She was pretty. But anyway, this movie I consider a slash movie because I mean there was some gory kills here and there, but it was basically about these kids who were going to stay in this haunted house, and they're staying there just to I think it was like in order to get into this like frat club or something, and they go there and there's like some kind of like creature in there that's killing people off one by one. I remember this movie being fun. I remember like watching. I always liked the last 20 minutes of the movie when I was little. That's what I really liked about it. But yep, that is Hell Night. Great movie right there. This one I don't like, but I do like the cover. That's the only reason why I got it. But it was The Island with what's his name? Isn't it Michael Caine's in this one? This was the one like about the pirates. Okay. Now this one right here, I'm surprised this one's not out of print yet because it is MGM title, but as far as I know, it isn't. But this is the movie Motel Hell. This movie is basically about this is such another fun movie I used to watch when I was little, and I do have the old VHS. My mom does somewhere. This movie right here is basically about this motel, and the owners there are basically killing people and turning them into beef jerky, making beef jerky out of them. That's essentially though what it was, but such a crazy fun movie. I really like this one a whole lot. All right, now this is another one that you just gotta have because it is part of the series, and you had to have it just because you have the original. And I talked about this one a couple weeks ago. It's kind of the same thing like the Cabin Fever remake. If you've seen this one, you definitely have seen this one, but it was the Psycho remake. Everyone knows what that is. I'm not going to explain it. Next one right here is this double pack right here. This one I found in Walmart in the 788 Blu-ray bin. Well, it's the $5 bin now. But this is a Scream Queen double feature pack. It includes the original Fog movie, the good Fog, not the shitty remake, the good one. And that one's the one with Jamie Lee Curtis, Janet Leigh's in this, and who else is in this? I think Tom Atkins is in this one as well. And the other one is The Howling. I wasn't really a big fan of the Howling movies that much. I don't know. I like the Fog better though. But that is that. Now these movies right here, I love these movies. Now I heard the sequels were out of print because these are MGM titles. But as far as I know, the first one is not out of print. I think it's only out of print if you get it with the slipcover, which I know everyone's looking for. So I'm glad I kept the slipcover because like usually I don't keep the slipcovers. But it was the Sleepaway Camp movies. And of course, I like how they used the original cover for this one. What was kind of funny too was I should have gotten a picture with him. I just wasn't thinking because at the time when I talked to him in a live video for like 2 minutes, I mean, I was too excited. I was so excited. When it comes to like talking to famous people on live chats, like it's so, you just become shocked. You don't know what to say. You have all these questions to ask them, like. But I actually talked to one of the actors I was in here, Jonathan Tyerson, and I don't know, because we've been friends on Facebook for like 8 years now, I think. But Jonathan Tyerson plays the Ricky character in this. But this one right here, it's basically about a group of these they go to the camp, and there's someone is like killing people off one by one. And of course, you know who it is when you watch the sequels. It's Angela, of course. Like the second one right here was the Angela character. She works as a counselor. She's taking people out that's doing something bad. That's basically what her character does. Like killing like bad people basically, or bullies basically. Um, but I always really like this cover right here with her with the chainsaw. Yep, their chainsaw right there. Jason mask and the Freddy glove. And this one right here, this is her with her going as like a camper, Sleepaway Camp 3. Hopefully at one point they'll release Return to Sleepaway Camp. I don't know when they would do that, but now these movies right here, these movies are not the best, but they're fun. They're fun, worth watching movies. Like got the Slumber Party Massacre movies here on Blu-ray. Now, the weird thing is, this is not MGM, but it is out of print, surprisingly, and I didn't even know it at the time when I saw a Facebook or Instagram post, someone showing like all their out of print movies that they have, and this was one of them. I'm like, that's out of print, and I looked at the price. I'm like, yes, it sure is, because I saw it on eBay for $80. But you know, the sequels were not that great, but you know. These movies right here, you know, it's best to get them because they are, in fact, like they're overpriced online, you know. But the first one was basically about I think it was like an insane guy who escaped from a mental institution, and he was like killing all the girls at the slumber party one by one. The second one, like when it comes to the sequels, like I said, they weren't good, but the second one, from what I remember, it was like about, what was it, like the surviving girl from the first movie, you know, she's having, it was kind of like a Freddy Krueger, like, knockoff or something, and, like, the third one, I don't think it was originally, from what I remember, wasn't originally going to be called Slumber Party Massacre 3, but, I guess they just decided to put it in there just for money, of course, but I don't know. These are movies. They're worth watching. They're just fun to have. And of course, we got Tales from the Hood right here. And from what I've heard, there's going to be a Tales from the Hood 3, and I'm really excited for that. Because I know not many people dug the second one. I actually really thought the second one was a fun movie. It's not perfect, no. But it was a fun one. But this one right here, this is about like a group of these three gangsters who go to this funeral home because they heard something about some hidden drugs in the funeral home, and the guys, the owner there is played by Clarence Williams III, which he plays the Mr. Sims character, which, you know, it would have been cool to see him like come back as his role as Mr. Sims in the second one, but they go there, and the Sims character is like telling them like these stories. Like there was one about like these racist cops that killed this black guy. There's 4 stories. I can never remember the last one. I of course especially remember the second and third one. The second one was about this boy thinking that David Alan Greer's character is like a monster, and the third one was like one about those dolls coming out of like the painting or something, and that's the one with Corbin Burnson in it. But really cool anthology movie. Always loved that one. This one's out of print, but they did re-release it from Code Red. But I think it was either Code Red or Scorpion Releases. It was one of those companies. But got Terror Train here on Blu-ray. Another fun slasher movie with Jamie Lee Curtis. This movie is basically about let's see, these kids, I think they graduated. It was like a New Year's Eve party, and they're celebrating it on this train, and people are getting killed off one by one. But really fun slasher movie. We got Texas Chainsaw Massacre: The Next Generation. I know, I used to hate this one. Everyone hates this one because of how goofy it was. Yeah, it was pretty goofy. But rewatching it now after all these years, I like this one a lot better than how I used to. This is the one with Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger. I think it's one of Renee Zellweger's first movies, if I'm not mistaken. But really fun one. And we got The Town That Dreaded Sundown. This one right here, I remember really liking it. I did like the new one that came out from Blumhouse. That one wasn't perfect, but you know, it was worth watching. I need to get that one. That would be my bird if you don't hear him. Alright. This one was kind of like, you know, Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer, those kind of like slasher teen movies. This one wasn't perfect. I think I liked Cherry Falls better than this. This one wasn't the best one, but it's worth watching, you know. Marley Shelton's in this, you know. She was the girl from, you know, The Sandlot and Scream 4. Also, Katherine Heigl's in it. I've always loved her. But it was Valentine on Blu-ray. It's kind of funny. I was just talking about this one in the last update because I had the original I bought. The Village of the Damned remake from the John Carpenter one. Interesting fact, this was actually the last Blu-ray I bought from the closing down movie stop, because, like, I lived around, like 10 minutes from a movie stop, right where I live, and this is actually the last one I got. It was originally $25, but I got it for $10, so that's a cool memory right there. Alright, then we got, now this one right here, I don't love the original one. I like the remake better. But I did dig this sequel a lot. But it was the When a Stranger Calls Back. This one, I believe, was a TV movie from Showtime. This is the one with Carol Kane and Charles Durney, like, reprises their role. I remember really liking this one. And the last two here I got, and I talked about these ones earlier, because I have the sequel to it, but it was the original Willard and the Willard remake. Now, the original one, you know, and the remake was kind of the same thing, but there was some changed stuff in it. But, you know, the remake was the one with Crispin Glover playing Willard, and Arlie Emery's in this one, playing, like, this nasty boss, which I've always really liked Arlie Emery. I really miss him in his movies a lot. You know, I always liked him from, what was it, the Texas Chainsaw, Full Metal Jacket, you know, Toy Story. But these movies are basically, especially the original one, it was basically about, you know, Willard, he's, like, doing these weird stuff with, like, these rats, and, you know, like, he goes crazy with these, like, rats and stuff. That's basically what it was. Like, he tells the rats to do something, and they'll listen to him. They tell him to go kill someone, they'll do that. But, these are crazy fun movies. I've always really liked these ones. But, that is my entire Scream Factory collection. So, like I said, you know, when this video's up, of course, there's going to be more Scream Factories. And I could do an updated one in the future, like a couple years from now, if you guys like me to. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Thanks, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.